Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny.
I'm Elliot.
I'm Matt.
I'm Greg.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, shit.
I took the bus.
Like, what's he doing
It
here?
still smells like I remember.
John, I thought you said the basement was locked.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You got windows?
And tell him I'm going to put some bagel bites on.
What do you think drew me
Fuck
here?
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the Metroid universe with the sequel. The sequel 8 years in the making
Third sequel.
to Super Metroid. This
Brain
is...
scratch landship?
No, this is...
Bullshit loading.
bullshit loading, Brain Scratch Lords. I kind of like that. Like an alternate bad future if Brain Scratch comes. The strike didn't go so well.
You got the future ending in Sonic CD.
With the bad future.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. This was released on the same day as Metroid Prime. Like, I think that's going to be the next game I do for this channel. Let that soak in for a bit. And I may have mentioned this a few times, but there was a time in our lives where we got 2 Metroid games released on the same day.
That's what makes up for this drought.
Yeah.
That's why the drought.
It's like,
came
hey,
out.
we released 2 of them already.
It's like, we know you didn't get 2 we know you didn't get Metroid games in a long time. Here's 2 of them. And they end up being really good games. Because, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Metroid Fusion, I really do love. Then again, you know, me and love and Metroid games with me is pretty much synonymous unless it's other M for obvious reasons. But, yeah, when it comes to playing a game really fast, actually, I prefer Fusion over Super Metroid in that regard. Because Fusion...
It's more
decided to
streamlined?
keep things more streamlined and more linear for story, because this game also has, like, for the first time in the series, a much heavier emphasis on story.
Yeah.
And just to cover that, because I'm gonna keep myself under control here, but a nasty habit that I get into, especially for Let's Play's sake, is that I speed through the text a lot because I've seen it all the time. You know?
Yeah, it's just a force of habits to click past it, and then you kind of get into your mindset. You have to get into that mindset of, oh wait, other people are supposed to be seeing this.
Yeah.
I'd be just as guilty of that.
I've
done it at least a couple
recording-
times during Symphonia.
I've been
What's that
recording
plot
for
point?
the last week, and it keeps happening.
Is that a skip? Is that a skit? Skip.
Yeah, one thing I just noticed, that suit that Samus had, isn't that her Super Metroid model?
This is her various suit.
Her various, yeah.
Because this takes
Yeah,
place after
but
Super Metroid.
But like the
Is this more of like her ship shaking, or more like her hype levels for E3 is up to max?
No, this is more like her 3D setup on her TV is off, so you got separate layers
It's like
just sort of moving
it's like
around.
I'm really fucking there.
when the heroin starts kicking in right away.
It's when you go to a 3D movie and you just shake your glasses really fast.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, I hate that. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on here. So you know,
There are nice men in big white
it's
suits
after
to take
Super
her away.
Metroid, and Samus was in the middle of an expedition. It looked like she was revisiting planet SR388, the planet that we
Blew up.
expunged from our minds after Metroid 2. That was the Metroid home world. We eradicated every single Metroid on that planet, all 39 of them. And then, for some
Seems
reason or
very
another...
specific.
Yeah, like, we went back, because, again, Samus Aran is bounty hunter in title only. She's
These days?
pretty much a galactic... No, I would say from the very beginning, man. Because she was with Galactic Federation troops when they were doing the expedition looking for some creatures, but she destroyed a creature, and then a gelatinous parasite came out of it and infested her suit.
Oh look, Nickelodeon slime.
So on the way back to the BSL station, she fell unconscious and drifted into an asteroid belt. Luckily, her escape pod jettisoned off of her gunship. Rest in peace, gunship.
Yeah.
And the research station was able to pick her back up. Unfortunately, the parasites in her nervous system started taking over an extreme rate, so she was given minimum chance for survival. Luckily, someone developed a cure. Thank fucking God.
So what, she had space aids?
You know what? It might as well have been space aids. But thanks to a cell culture someone saved from the baby Metroid and Super Metroid, they were able to engineer a cure for the parasite infestation, because it turns out that the Metroids were the natural predators of the X-Parasites. So if you make a cure out of something's predator... So if I were to get bitten by, I guess...
A mosquito.
If you get bit by a cobra, they would inject you with mongoose DNA. And
then I'm all better.
You would be set to go, although you would probably get really skittish and want to just sort of crawl around.
So wait, that's all for her insides, right?
Yeah,
Any
that was
reason
all for
why
her
this
insides.
So why are we covered in blue slime now?
Okay, so the thing is that she goes to explain that there are organic components of her power suit. I guess it's so it can have like one-to-one reaction to how her mind works. It's like a second skin, really. the X parasites infested those organic components and it embedded into her nervous system. So they couldn't take out those parts of the suit normally. They had to be surgically removed. The suit we're wearing now, which is called the Fusion suit, I think are supposed to be the remains of the inner layer of the power suit.
Oh, wow.
The helmet's completely different, though. So I'm going to assume that was just given to her by the Galactic Federation. But yeah, so we have a new suit. We're completely stripped of all of our powers. Hey, look, a logical in-game explanation as to why we start bare.
As opposed to just
this time.
We just don't have it anymore.
Yeah, between Metroid 1 and 2, I just somehow lost my 6 energy tanks.
With Metroid Prime, Samus just hit a wall really hard.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I at least appreciate that they came up with an excuse for it, because you had a bunch of that stuff at first, and then you run into the wall and everything gets
It's like playing Symphony of the Night. You got your cool shit, and then you lose your cool shit.
Yeah, which of course
there's
a way around that.
I'm looking forward to the next game where Samus has been out of action so long they have to find instruction manuals for how that shit works.
With Chozo DNA and compartments and other kinds of shit. They don't know how it works.
No, just straight up instruction manuals like Conquest Bad Fur Day.
We need a game.
Press A for space jump.
I can imagine at the first meeting when they decide what they're going to do, they just sit around the table and go, so does anybody remember how to make these games?
No.
We need a game where you're in a room for so long and then they don't give you permission to use a certain item, but then they give you permission to use it when you're about to die in that certain room. Oh, wait, that's Other M.
Could we try giving her like some different weapons, like maybe a combat knife? Jenkins, shut the fuck up.
Jenkins, this is why you were put on gender, dude.
You're fucking fired.
Aren't you supposed to be emptying the trash cans?
This is why we don't hire people from the nut house.
So Miyamoto just has like the coldest stare ever. This little bitch thinking no game design.
So here's the thing.
My mom thinks I'm cool.
An unexplained explosion has rocked the BSL station, and Samus Aran was sent by the Galactic Federation. Again, more agrees that she's actually more of a fucking employee than a bounty hunter. They sent Samus to go investigate it, and it looks like there was a parasitic outbreak in the station, and now they're all over the place.
So Samus is part-time as Stardust?
Yeah, I guess so. But
Gives her something to do.
Yeah.
So now basically you can eat these globs to restore your health.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the shit inside of us that was killing us the last time?
Well, that's the thing. Is like, since we got the vaccine and it's part Metroid, we now are pretty much part Metroid. So we can absorb the X.
When somebody extracts the virus from you, you don't go putting it back in your system.
Well, it's cooler because now we can absorb them for health and missile.
So let's go back to let's go back to
health,
that.
but missiles.
Let's go back to that Cobra example real quick. Said you would have a mongoose antidote. Would you technically be part mongoose then?
Yeah, that's how it works.
So now when you drink Cobra venom, you gain strength. Which I don't know. I don't know how it works.
And then you start an organization and call yourself Cobra Commander.
Because science.
Cobra!
Yeah, it is really weird. I mean, technically speaking, Samus is now part Metroid. So that's two things. She's part bird and part Metroid. Because she also has Chozo blood inside her.
But I thought according to Other M, she was just full human.
No, she's part Chozo. And
Other what?
There's another thing. Yeah. Wait, what? So yeah, I'd imagine we're going to be making tons of references to Other M during this playthrough, folks.
None of them positive.
Because this game...
Sorry, I don't play shit.
This game planted the seeds of Other M, for better or worse. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under Adam Malkovich. He was always a drone. He called me lady on missions for anyone else. It would have sounded sarcastic or misogynistic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of some respect and a hint of irony, I named the computer after him.
I call you lady to humiliate
This dull, lifeless computer reminds me a lot of that.
I call you a lady to
way,
humiliate and demean you. It's the one thing us coaches do.
Which wasn't Adam the original with the first name with the Coleco? Wasn't it like an Adam Coleco or something?
I don't remember.
Could be.
Okay, here's a question: If someone named Adam had an apple, wouldn't that technically be called Adam's apple?
Yeah,
it'd be an interesting crossover.
It'd be funny as shit if the computer she uploaded them to was an apple.
So, but then the last boss would be Ridley Jobs.
Okay, so we got our first item upgrade. We got missiles now. Because, by the way, never will you find another Metroid game where Samus is so vulnerable as she is in the beginning of Fusion. They really...
Yeah, she's frail.
They really emphasize how much she's lost since the Parasite infestation.
No, there is the the stealth mode towards the end of Zero missions, which I can't stand, where she loses all of her powers.
Yeah.
That is probably the weakest that character has
she
ever
only has
been,
a stun pistol and that and no
I
armor.
can't stand it.
A stun pistol.
Like a stun pistol, yeah. Like
Pew, 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 pew,
in
take
case
that,
of
Ridley.
in case
I
of
w-
emergency, pray.
I wish it was pew, 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 pew. It's pew, wait 5 seconds for it to recharge, pew again.
It's a projectile taser.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
That's basically what it is.
You're under arrest, Ridley. Don't try to eat me.
Oh, shit.
For fuck's sake. Alright, so our first upgrade we got is missiles, as per usual in the Metroid universe. But, well, actually, morph balls. Usually the first upgrade we get in Metroids.
He has his eye on you.
Yeah, these are eye doors, and they're completely random. When they're completely blank, that means they're about to shoot a projectile at you. When you can see the pupil, you can shoot them. Every time you kill them, you get a red parasite. Red parasites are most often the rarest of the parasites, but they give you a lot of energy and missile refills.
So it's almost like an energy capsule.
Yeah, in a sense. There are 3 types of parasites that form from enemies. The yellow ones increase your health by 10 units, green ones increase your missile count by 2, and red ones, as I said, increase a lot of your health and missiles all at once.
Whoa, our first boss battle?
Basically, when you get the red one, something's about to go down.
Something's about to go down, or that enemy is supposed to be a pain in the ass, according to the developers.
Is that a Ninja Turtle?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I really hate when Arachnus does that. That's completely random.
So wait, who is this?
Now I got no Arachnus.
And now
Not
it's almost
really.
dead.
No, it's almost dead. So usually, I hate when it rolls into a ball because it's random when it does that, and I'm wasting a missile hitting its shell, which bounces off, which means I don't have any missiles to take care of the Core X rapidly.
So you're gonna have
now
to shoot 'em out
I
of
gotta
them.
waste time getting ammunition drops from the Core X. So if you run out of, you can only destroy Core X's with missiles. If you run out of missiles, you have to shoot the Core X with the beam to get it to drop green parasites.
Now, if I remember correctly, the blue thing isn't exactly a suit, right? Like, this is technically her being kind of a human?
Yeah, it's everyone calls it the fusion suit. It's never given an official name.
No, because whenever I see Samus going to Morph Ball, I could kind of barely accept it with the other suit she's in, because that's a tight fucking looking fit.
Yeah.
But here it's only because of my association with it. I keep associating this with her being nearly human, so it kind of makes me look like she's got a hell of a gymnastic ability.
It's the closest you're gonna get without it being the Zero suit.
Yeah.
You know, if anything,
Yeah.
the fusion suit can be seen as a precursor to the. Well, I know it's weird because this game takes place after Zero Mission, but you know, design-wise, it can totally be seen as the precursor to the Zero suit.
Well, I always figured the Zero suit was sort of a suit to wear inside of her regular power suit.
Yeah.
And then because in the Zero suit she can't crawl into a ball. She can crawl, but she can't roll into the ball. Where this one she can.
Yeah.
I always took the blue on the outside as their attempt to recreate whatever elements from her suit she can. So it gives her certain abilities like being able to roll, but then she still has the hand grip ability, things like that. So
Yeah.
basically their weakest attempt to recreate her suit as best they could.
So basically, it's like a glue suit.
Sort of, yeah. I would see it as something like that.
Like she gets like a breastplate, sticks it on there.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
You got to start with the helmet.
Yeah. Well, no, according to
Oh,
other M,
here we go.
She can actually summon the suit at will.
That's
Like the
I
power
remember-
suit is embedded into her Zero suit.
One of
My
the
mind being blown when I first saw this.
one of the creepiest
Right here.
Metroid enemies ever in the series.
Yeah, this is the SAX. This,
Sax.
So sexy.
The saxophone.
The thing about the X parasites is not only do they infest your nervous system and pretty much kill you from the inside, they can mimic you. They copy whoever they infect. So in the case with Samus, you know, the parasite infesting your power suit, a clone of her was created, and there it was right there. That is the SAX.
This is what enemies from Super Metroid would see.
Yeah.
Because this is a fully powered Samus suit
Yeah.
coming at you.
Yeah.
And
It's not even Samus.
yes.
given
know
that
what?
you're part Metroid now, this all adds up.
Yeah, this is exactly what
she
they're
does
saying.
the SAX does have Ice Beam, and since you are now part Metroid, you are vulnerable to code. Code, yeah.
Which I guess you were always kind of vulnerable to cold, but
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, hell,
what-
you could have the best suit in the world, but if you're putting fucking subarctic temperatures,
Yeah.
you're gonna freeze your ass off.
Imagine having Hoth in the palm of your hands.
Yeah.
and then firing it at people.
Yeah.
That's called ice balls.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! It's a little AT-AT on my finger.
But let me see. What else I wanted to cover?
So what's with the zombies?
The zombies used to be human scientists,
Oh damn!
and now there are no more.
Now they're ghouls.
I don't know why exactly they look so decrepit and
Because they ate my neighbors.
sons of bitches.
Hey, look, a GameCube.
it's if you can point it out real quickly, Elliot, before I kill like the other 4, because again, I'm not really taking my time with this.
Yeah, you're speeding through it. Are you doing 100% by the way?
Yes, this is 100%.
Wow,
all right.
As I stated in earlier Metroid, every Metroid playthrough we do in this channel is 100%.
Okay.
Which will be easier for some games such as Metroid, not Metroid, the Super Metroid Fusion, and I want to say Prime, but starting
Prime's
with
a little rough.
Prime is a little rougher around the edges when it comes to memorization, anyway.
Well, space pirates.
You know,
I always
And
miss
Johnny gives no
scans.
fucks
No,
as he
I
just
really-
gets chopped up.
I really give no fucks because you want to know why? I mean, I can be reckless, but I know that we're at the point of the game where the game is still generous enough to give you energy pickups. So you can afford to take a few hits.
There's a GameCube again.
Yeah, on the top left corner of this design, there is actually a GameCube graphic there.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it fast enough. You blew it
Or
up
we
too
actually
hard.
could be shooting the inside of a GameCube and it's run by some sort of power core.
That explains why yours broke down.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're now in Sector 1, which is supposed to be a complete recreation of Planet SR388's ecosystem. Now, why would they have something like this here? I mean, if we're like replicating the
Because the idea trough ran a little dry.
yeah, I mean, if we're like, why are we making expeditions to Planet SR388 when we already got a perfectly capable ecosystem inside this space station? Yeah, it beats
Well, they
me.
want to find the indigenous life forms.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to send Samus
See?
to do that. Why do you need Samus to do that?
Because
See,
they
I can
trust her.
ration-
Because monsters.
I can rationalize anything. Lincoln could show up right now, and I could tell you exactly why he's there, and it would make perfect sense.
Try me.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Okay.
I don't
Take
want
my word for it.
Okay, they here. Lincoln in Comic-Con cosplaying as a Gundam.
I
I only understood one word you said out of that whole thing.
No, I understood it. I would need a minute, but I can figure it out. Let's see here. Now Lincoln is piloting a Gundam.
He's
Or is
cosplaying
he
as a Gundam.
He
He's
is
cosplaying as a
He is a
mech.
Gundam robot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Wait, the anime proclamation.
Three
Maybe
pupils at
maybe
once.
he's
That
trying to
rarely
promote,
happens.
he is trying to promote Japanese culture to the Americans. So he has dressed as a Gundam. But he also liked Back to the Future, so he's doing it with something from the future. That explains the hoverboard on the back of the Gundam.
It's not a hoverboard.
You lost me.
You know what?
Yeah, I was just
Somewhere
paying
along
attention
the
to
way,
Johnny shooting that particular
somewhere
weak
along
point
the
to
way,
kill
I
it.
lost me too.
So that was the second type of Core X. Every time you kill a boss, their true form is revealed as a Core X. Because, spoiler warning, every enemy in this game is a X parasite of some form. When you kill a boss, the Core X is revealed, but there are two varieties of Core X. One is just one you can just shoot with missiles all nonchalant, without having to worry about it. Others are beam Core X's. You have to wait until their eye is exposed to shoot their exterior. But there's really not much different besides that. I mean, beam Core X's can shoot a beam at you if they stare at you for too long. But other than that, it's just playing more of a waiting game. But we killed the fake Chozo bird statue. It was much more a cock tease if there ever was one. In
Yeah,
Metroid.
seriously. Why was that? Why would that be here on this
Yeah.
planet?
That's a good
Not to
point.
mention that little glitchy shooting through the wall right there. That was
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
yeah.
Charge beam is ridiculous in Metroid Fusion because this beam right here is pretty much two beams stacked together. That's why it has such a wide arc. Each half of those beams does 10 damage, so combined it's 20. But also, if you pay attention to Samus' arm cannon, there's a little flare that shoots out. That right there does 6 damage. So point
Right
blank,
underneath.
26 a pop.
Point blank is 26 damage, which is more. That's like 2 missiles. That's 2.5 missiles. Point blank.
Jeez.
Which is ridiculous. And there are some bosses you can kill really early in the game because of that, if you got really good timing with point blank shots. But it gets even better as you upgrade the gun, which we will be doing, don't get me wrong. But, of course, I can, do this and pretty much point blank my way up there and kill it really fast. I should have been able to one-shot that, actually, but whatever. I take damage because I know I can get away with it, and because Metroid, the way every sector works is that in the beginning of each sector, you have a save room and you also have a recharge room. You should never, ever, ever attempt this sector with, less than max health because you have a recharge room. Unless you're, speed running the game, of course, or doing a 1% run.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. But, Fusion is very user-friendly, I would say.
Yeah.
And often people tell me, what Metroid game would you recommend that I get started in? I always say Fusion or Zero Mission.
Not Super?
Because Super Metroid is a Metroid fan's Metroid.
Yeah.
That's the way I classify it as. The same with Prime, only in 3D. If you want to get started in Metroid, I would say Fusion or Zero Mission. You guys of today's generation have the benefit of starting with those games because because I'll admit I love Super Metroid to death, but getting into it in this age and generation where there are tutorials and I don't want to use the word hand-holding because I kind of find that demeaning. Super Metroid just throws you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is basically what the first game did. The first game was
but that
very
did it way
literally
worse, though.
you show up on the planet. There, if you didn't read the instruction booklet or the little title screen at the beginning,
That was just his way of noting
no
our
story.
trust. That wasn't his way of trying to keep me under his thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just were dropped down and you started. But that game had its own set of problems involving that. But I mean, that's where I started. I started with the first game and I started bombing every floor and every wall and shooting everything I could.
But you see, though,
that's how you found things.
That's how you found things, but that's not fun.
No, and you know what? I wish I could say that it was, but there was a lot of it where it wasn't. And I love Metroid.
So a lot of people, that is the name
not
of the game
fun.
of Metroid. It's like bombing every nook and cranny. It's the same.
Same with
it's the
Link,
same sort
Zelda.
of same sort of
Yeah.
old school appeal with the original Zelda.
Yeah, stab every wall.
Back then we didn't have cracks in the wall. We liked it. No, I'm pretty sure you're the only one
No,
that likes
yeah,
it.
we
Because there's a
didn't-
reason why they started putting cracks in that wall in the
We
first
didn't
place,
like
buddy.
it.
Those are what you call elitists.
No, those are what you call people who want to uphold tradition by being stupid. Slapped asses, if you will.
Yeah.
I wish at my time it did that. Yeah, guess what? I don't have that time anymore.
Yeah, your game was also an hour and a half if you knew what you were doing, if even. Whereas our games nowadays are 10 and 20 and 30 hours. We kind of need to optimize our time here.
Yeah, not for nothing. I got a job. I can't do that.
I have bills to pay. I'm sorry.